communities are going to have to decide what they want to prioritize, and do the type of planning and hardening before these events occur. So, we talked about wet and dry flood proofing. Those are things that can happen. There are programs that can help with funding on some of that. There's also sort of some work to be done about looking at, this is pretty wonky, but looking at materials. You know, there is some evidence that historic building materials are actually more resilient to water inundation than some of the more modern sort of post-1970 materials that have been used. But there's not been a whole lot of research about that, or a lot of research about how to manage the flooding. There's actually a really neat program being proposed by Preservation Virginia that will hopefully get fully funded to look at some of the ways that pre-1970s materials should be prioritized for when there is an issue, to make sure that they stay in place, because they actually long-term stand up better to repeated water events. And so there's some wonky material science pieces of it that need to be teased out. And then I also think that there must be a federal response to all of the causes of climate change, to the ways that we as a nation are going to deal with the effects of climate change. The National Trust and the historic preservation community, we are seeing these impacts come to our downtowns, and it's real, and it needs a federal level policy response.